So just
Okay.
hopefully it don't cut out. No sound cut out or anything.
All right, no problem at all. Welcome, family, to another show. Today we have my good brother, a longtime group member, Xavier from the Black Men Travels 2.0 group. How's everything going with you, my brother?
Yeah, peace. B1 family, Black First family.
All
Everything
day
is
long.
everything, man. Here in
All
Eastern Europe, y'all know how it goes. Moscow is in the building.
Moscow, Russia. Now, guys, first I want to apologize, man. My internet is pretty bad today. It was lagging, so usually I like to cam up, but today we're going to go with the talking icons. But the good part is, fellas, we got some videos we're going to show you. This is going to be a little bit of a different show because uh, Xavier has gave us a eye into Moscow, Russia during the wintertime. So you can gotta kind of give a good feel. Let me just pull it on up right now of what Russia is like in the winter. Now, you say usually you're not out there during the winter time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, usually I'm in Colombia. I'm in my hiding spot, my honeycomb hideout, Colombia
All
during the
right.
winter.
Yeah, man.
Gotta
Gotta
avoid
gotta
that
love
snow,
Colombia.
avoid the snow, avoid the cold 20 degrees Russian winters. But it's not bad as Wisconsin. I've been in Wisconsin for a couple months and I mean, Wisconsin is just below five, probably right now as we speak, where Moscow is like 20 degrees, 10 degrees. So, a little warmer than Madison, but still cold nonetheless. So, yeah, usually I'm in Colombia, but due to the vaccine mandate that they imposed on everything. So, and I'm not anti-vaccine, not pro-vaccine, but I'm more neutral, so I'm not in a rush to take it. But if I have to, I won't box myself in. So I'll just be sure that I won't just, box myself in. It seems like the rest of the world is getting on code with making sure that people are vaccinated before entering into their country. But you don't need that at all for Moscow. You don't even need a vaccine test. You don't even need a PCR test. They may say you do on the website. I'm not sure, but no one, they don't ask for it when you come here.
Okay, okay. And for those who don't know, give us just a little background on some of your travels out there in Eastern Europe.
Since 2012, moved to Bulgaria and been in Sofia, Bulgaria, the capital, for a while. And then Romania is 3 hours away. I chose Bulgaria because of its strategic location to the
Hmm.
east of Bulgaria. That's where the Asian continent start, which is Turkey. So
Hmm.
Turkey borders Bulgaria. To the east and to the south, you have Greece. Greece, it doesn't snow. Just to give you an idea, I ride motorcycles. So usually in December, before I started traveling to Colombia, I used to ride my motorcycle all the time in Greece.
Hmm.
Um, so these are, some of the places that I prefer. Again, the strategic location of it. Then to the east, I'm sorry, to the west, you have countries like Serbia, you have Macedonia. So Eastern Europe, Eastern Bloc, Slavic Bloc, I preferred and I picked it to live there, given the fact that I lived in London back in 2003, 2004. And I
Hmm.
try to stay away from countries that have a history of colonizing Black people, African countries. And
Hmm.
Eastern Europe does not have a history of colonizing. It's not like Bulgaria colonized Africa. In fact, they were
Hmm.
enslaved themselves by the Ottoman Empire, which are the Turks, around the time that we were going through our slavery. So I tried to, be more
Oh,
on a
okay. I didn't know
historical
that.
perspective. Oh yeah, that's where the term slavery come from. Slavic people.
Slavic, right?
It's a Greco-Roman term. So, I find it
So they
very
was not to interrupt you, but they was so basically they was enslaving each other, right along with Africans as well.
no. So you have the Turks, which are
Hmm.
different ethnicity of people versus the Slavic people. So there's different kind of Europeans. You got your Germanic tribes, you got your Celtics, you got your Nordic, right? That's what Hitler
Hmm.
was really pushing, the Nordic race, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Hmm.
So you got different kinds, and Bulgaria, Russia, Ukraine. You have people that they call the Slavs or the Slavic people, and so the Turks, which is also a different group of people. They're from the east. They're more Asian mix. Because once you get into Turkey, you got Middle East right next to that, which is which what they call the Middle East, which is Syria, Iraq. So you got Arabs, kind of like type of people that enslaved. So they're Muslims that enslaved the Christians, which were the Slavic people, Bulgarians, Serbians, people from the former Yugoslavia. So yeah, so we say they were enslaving each other. Ethnicity wise, just like you have different black people as well, or different people with phenotypes of African phenotypes. Whether it's Mandingo, whether it's Dinka, whether it's people from Zulu, whether it's people from Eastern Europe, East Africa. So just like you have different Africans, you also have different Europeans. And yes, uh, Turkey, Asia starts over there. So when you have the Asians, people from that region enslaving Slavic people for a long time, 500 years or so. Um, and that's how you got these people here. And the Romans did it before them, and the Greeks did it. They enslaved the Bulgarians before that. So, again, I chose a country that was not implicit in the transatlantic slave trade or enslaving African people or colonizing African people at all. So I don't feel as bad me saying, "Hey, I'm on land that's not ill-gotten gains" or anything of that nature.
Man, that's deep, man. That's very interesting, man. It's more interesting that a lot of this knowledge of the history over there is just not known. Like they have 20, 30 movies about African enslavement in North America, South America, and all that, but you rarely see a movie talking about their enslavement.
Spartacus is from he's from Bulgaria region. So the Romans enslaved them and used them as gladiators when they weren't using Africans. And so movies like not 300, the Gladiator and things of that nature. So yeah, most of those people were Eastern Europeans, Bulgarians pretty much, specifically people from the Thracian Valley and Slavics. So it's a bit of a long history, yes. And yes, it's not on full display. Yes, you're absolutely correct about that.
Let me give a
but
shout out
I'm
to
throwing
everybody.
Spartacus out there because that's a popular, media.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite series and movies of is Spartacus. But I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat so far. Shout out to Marcus912 for being the first. He says, "I've been to Russia and I can confirm." Shout out to the Great Pretender. Salute to Hugh Stevens in the building. We got Reginald Wallace. He says, "What up, BMT? What up, Reginald?" We got Kenneth Buggs in the building. He says, "What's up, Aaron? What's good with you, Kenneth?" We got my dude, Jay Clyde, that's in one of our favorite countries. He's in Colombia right now. Shout out to my dude, Jay Clyde. We got Grego in the building. Still waiting on that Trump interview, Grego. Whenever you get a chance, brother. He's also in Colombia as well. And we got Banter Black and Antoine Johnson in the building. He says, "Keep up the good work, but visiting Russia as an American these days, I might end up in the gulag." You know what a gulag is?
No, but I believe it's some sort of like entrapment or enslavement camp of some sort.
So okay, yeah, let's talk about that real quick before we get to the videos. Like, what's the vibe out there as far as race is concerned, being black in Russia?
Okay, so I'm in Moscow, and I don't get any nothing, no bad energy, no negative energy. Of course, the stigma about when you meet Russian girls in the club, the stigma about black men, and yes, they do stare at the lower part of your pants. So other than the sexual stigma, which pretty much exists all over Europe, especially when considering black men, I haven't no mean folks, no mean attitude, none of that. I get more of that stuff in the Matrix than I get here in Russia, in Moscow. It's everybody's just I don't know. It's not nothing yet. And I go out. I'm out. I'm outside, as they say, right? So
right.
yeah, I haven't. And I guess because Moscow is a city, it's the capital. It's over 30,000 black people here, Africans, should I say, right? So yeah, as we're gonna see in some of the videos, African restaurants and things like that are out here. So I think people have gotten used to it. The Russian government gives African exchange students an equivalent of $1,000 a month. So a lot of the students they
that's
live
interesting,
together.
bro. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they give them $1,000 a month, which is good for Moscow, and then they give them dormitories to stay in. So yeah. So racism again. I'm sure white supremacy is global. So I'm sure someone out here is, have a bit of a prejudice towards black people or something like that. But again, you won't notice it. The police don't bother you. You don't get harassed. Nobody calls you the N word. And these are people that are, not generalizing, but these are people that are quite high off vodka, if you want to
Hmm.
say. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah, drunk people. And so I guess they either used to it or perhaps it have happened in the past. I'm not sure. But as of recent times, since I've been coming out here, 2012, here in Moscow, it's not, no problems, no issues.
Excellent, excellent. And we're gonna talk about the apartment situation and the living costs because in the video you said you're going around Moscow showing apartments, right?
Absolutely. So
Great,
yeah, we can talk about that.
great, great, great. Let me get a
Yeah,
couple of
it's
these
in the
comments
video.
and we're gonna go ahead and get started with the videos. He says, "Can you speak Kenneth Bugs?" Well, hold on. Let me get to this one right quick. By Leonard Thomas. He says, "Hey, BMT, young black man here, 22 years old. Oh yeah, you young, bro. Trying to learn how to get passive income to travel. Love your channel. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. We got a lot of interviews on here. You can definitely join the Patreon. I showed on the Patreon how I have 5 sources of revenue, income coming in as I'm out here living in Brazil as well. So that'll help you. But yeah, man, we definitely can assist you with that because I know you want to travel. Get your travel on now. Shout out to Kenneth Bugs. Shout out to Flip Flop. He said I like vodka, so I guess I'm in. Shout out to my dude Flip Flop, man. That's my guy. This is a good question.
Peace, flip flop.
I'm not sure if you familiar with this, but a question by Kenneth Bugs. He says, "Can you speak on the Black Russian population and how they ended up in Russia in the 20s and 30s?"
Okay.
That's a good one, right? We weren't
um,
ready for that one.
no, no, I wasn't. Absolutely not. I do want people to do a little research, but it was a brother in the group that threw the name of Alexander Pushkin. So we're going history here. Let me jump into what's more familiar territory for me, African Americans in
Mhm.
Russia. So
Okay.
there was a time during what we known as the Black Power movement, Black Empowerment movement, when it
Mhm.
was on the prowl, and you have people like Angela Davis. Um, Ronald Reagan himself called up UCLA and got her terminated, and then put a warrant out for her arrest because a lot of people that was in the Black Panther movement were agreeing with socialist ideas as far as giving away free food to people, which is like very in line with communism. So Angela Davis, the great Dr. John Henry Clark, my professor, the great Molifia Santi, Kwame Nkrumah, I'm sorry, Kwame Ture. A lot of these brothers ended up seeking refuge in Russia, which Russia invited them. Like, hey, you guys can come over here. And in one of the videos I show you, Lumumba University, which is Patrice Lumumba, named after the revolutionary Patrice Lumumba, when he was going against the Belgium out there in the Congo. So a lot of black people, yes, they did escape during the 60s. Black Panther members escaped during the 60s, and they stayed in Russia. It was at least about 500 of them that came from America, left America because they had warrants for their arrest, all because they agreed with communism. Paul Robeson, the likes of Paul Robeson, the great Paul Robeson, should I say. And I can go on. It's going to be quite lengthy, but yeah, we have been out here in Moscow for a while, and it's a lot of remnants of that. Um, so, but even Dr. Clark himself said in the interview that some Russians used to come by the Lumumba University and call it the zoo. So you did
Mhm.
have a few people that didn't agree with the Russian government at the time. I believe it was Khrushchev or Gorbachev, I believe it was. They didn't agree with them actually bringing black people who had warrants out for their arrest to have them seek refuge in Russia, here in Moscow. So, and a lot of them taught at the university here in Moscow and were students of the university, Patrice Lumumba University. It's now called Friendship University,
Mhm.
RDU. It's in one of the videos. So I could speak on that specifically, given the fact that, I mean, if not a lot of us from certain major cities have family members who were interested in Black Panther movement back in the days, or different Black Power movement, move in Philly, people. So it goes kind of deep for those of us that are Generation X, that are Gen X, and had parents who were baby boomers from the baby boomer generation.
Excellent, man. So let's get to some of this footage. I can let you narrate, but I think you are talking in some of the video yourself. So feel free to jump in. You can, tell people what's going on if there's no audio. Okay.
Okay, absolutely. So I'm showing here McDonald's in Moscow.
Okay.
And it's written in acrylic language, in Russian language, McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
And I know a lot of people see the political situation that's probably going on TV. And with the political situation that's going on TV, like, Moscow, Russia and Ukraine, blah, blah. And meanwhile, you got lots of American corporations that are doing business in Moscow.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, so you have McDonald's. That's a view of downtown skyscraper, downtown Moscow.
Nice. And which side of the road do they drive on? Like they drive on the same side we drive on, right?
Yeah, same side, yeah, because they weren't colonized by the British. Usually countries that were colonized by the British, they drive on what we call the left side of the road. So yeah, it's no British. It's Russia. They weren't colonized by Britain at all. So
okay,
yeah,
cool.
they drive on the same side as we do. So yeah, these are just some interesting buildings. I believe people ask me questions like, is Russia modernized? Is Moscow modernized? And I'm just showing like an interesting building that I'm from New York City, and given the fact that I've never seen a building like that in New York.
Yeah, me either. I'm looking at it like, wow, is that an apartment building, office building?
Those are apartment buildings.
Actually,
Actually, that building right there is a dorm. It's a university right there. It's a college in Moscow, and that's a dorm where the students stay. And people can still rent apartments in dorms. So yeah, that's actually a dormitory.
Now I'm sure a lot of bachelors want to do that. If it's a co-ed
absolutely. Definitely, absolutely. Again, I believe I did that 2 days ago here in Moscow. Just showing the beauty. Just showing the beauty of the architect and skyscrapers.
Now, how do you get adjusted to the cold out there, man? Do you like drink tea every day so you won't get sick, or?
Speaking of sick, I'm looking right. Nah, so that was I do soup most of the time. I drink soup a lot.
Man, it's like a blizzard out there, bro. It's just like a normal day with the weather out there.
February, sorry, I'm drinking some water. January and February, it snows. By March, it melts. But yeah, usually January and February it snows.
Okay. And these are just like apartments, just like
audios?
A little neighborhood.
Yeah, have audios.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, this is the building I'm in right here.
Can you hear it?
And that's the one you can see from the window. You still got the picture I just sent you. So,
nice.
Okay. Nice. Can you hear me?
The window. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm on the 15th floor. All right. So yeah, those apartments are for one bedroom, $150,000.
Okay. To purchase straight up.
To purchase straight up, or if you purchased it before they built the building, was $75,000.
Oh, okay. They do that similar in Colombia too. So you can buy it while they're building it, and it's almost half the price.
Yes. Yep.
Everybody said Russia look cold.
Yeah, well, it's winter, right? It's a couple of days ago. So yeah, or you can rent a 1-bedroom for $700 a month.
Okay, that's okay. That's about close to out here where I'm at in Brazil, about $700 US. Now, do you still have additional bills? That's everything included.
You have electricity. Yeah, electricity. You have okay,
cool.
Yeah, you pay electricity, and they share the water bill.
Okay, nice.
It's a system where they share the water bill.
All right.
And
So
out here is just cold day in Moscow. Typical driving through regular neighborhoods there.
and do
Modern
people still
glass
kind of go?
building.
Do people still go out? Like, is there still a nightlife with this type of weather out there?
In the wintertime, people get what I call cabin fever, just like in New
Mm-hmm.
York,
Mm-hmm.
and they come out a lot. More people are out in the winter than they are in the summer. In the summer, people usually go to their villages. You know,
Okay.
yeah. So that's a view from the hotel room
Mm-hmm.
that I was in there downtown, and there's people scraping snow off the roof. It's a full-time job for some people to basically scrape snow off your rooftop.
Man, I hope they got some type of tie down or something.
I was hoping that they had a harness too. I
I'm
was
not
trying to
tall,
zoom in
Jeremy.
to
I'm
see if
long
they
enough
actually
so
had a
I have snow
harness.
on top of my head.
I
Yeah,
can't tell
imagine you
they.
walking on the sidewalk and somebody just, snow
Very
just fall on
dark
top of
in
your head.
Moscow.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, it's a nice little overview. It's like older
These
Moscow City,
skyscrapers.
Uh huh.
but it still have some buildings that are, high up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, typical bus, roaming through the city. Again, they doing some development there. What we might call gentrification. They're doing
Mm-hmm.
that over there as well. So yeah, a lot of buildings are going up. A lot of it looks like I don't know if inflation's gonna happen soon or what, but it's definitely they're definitely building here.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, like
Uh
I said,
oh.
I'll
Uh
just give
oh.
it definitely
Uh
going.
oh. That's the. Oh no.
Oh
That's for the Patreon. Let me. Oh my bad. My bad. Let me scoot over
yeah,
that.
so the Patreon, yeah, that's exclusive right there. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
You know, that was a little
Yeah,
glance,
so
fellas. That's you know. But go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
yeah, that's Moscow City right there. So those apartments are $750,000
The
to
next building from
$1 million
inside the building.
Uh huh.
for one bedroom, and the whole Moscow City is glass. Those buildings are
Mm-hmm.
all glass, so with French windows, which means windows from the floor to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So yeah,
Next
is
building
it? Does it look
from
like it's going slow for the other people to see? Like the
It looks no. It might be my internet
oh,
because
okay,
it's playing normally over
okay,
here.
okay.
everybody, everybody, talking about that last video.
Oh, the
Here we
exclusive.
go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, but again, Moscow is definitely something that I think a lot of people, because I used to get a lot of people in my inbox in the group asking me, is it modernized? What's it like? Is it modernized? And it's the train system on the right, the local train or subway, as you call it, on the right. And then
Mm-hmm.
on the left. And the interesting thing about the subway is that when you purchase a ticket, or what we call a subway in New York, when you purchase a ticket, you hold on to that, and it's like 50 cents. And it's also insurance is on there. So you keep that as
Mm-hmm.
insurance in case of any terrorist attack, in case of any train derailments. Not that it happened out there in Moscow, out here in Moscow, but in case of any derailments, you actually have insurance. So you keep your ticket is your insurance. So in New York City, growing up, Metro cards, we were never told like that's our insurance card. No, you don't have health insurance. You're not getting treated, or
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Or you're going to get the bare minimum treatment and get billed for it later. So um, there's definitely interesting about Russia that the train ticket that you buy, it's also health insurance.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. Where we at? Oh yeah, so that's it's a good brother out there, man, Nigerian brother.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 30,000 Africans out there. So I don't know why I'm saying out here. Sorry, out here,
Mm-hmm.
30,000 African brothers, and they definitely they show love. They show love. And again, I'm just showing the view of the skyscrapers that are going up out there. Um, It's beautiful. You'll love it, and it's
Cool,
definitely
cool, cool.
different.
All
So
right.
that's the American Embassy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to say what I want. Well, I say it's useless. I always say the American embassies are useless.
Oh wow.
Only if you lose your passport, I think they're useful. But any other time, they always if you call them for anything, in my opinion, they say, "Hey, go do this. Go find it over there." If you have any issues, they'd be like, "Oh, contact a lawyer." You're like, "Hey, you're
Oh
the American
wow.
embassy. You're supposed to help me." I think my tax dollars pay for this. So yeah, that was the American embassy right there, and they have quite a huge building actually in
Mm-hmm.
Moscow. So yes, there's a U.S. embassy in Moscow. Again, for those that are under the notion that these things don't exist out there.
Okay, okay. Yeah, the restaurant
Okay,
right
well
here.
that video. Okay, so that's an African restaurant in Moscow. Here in
Okay.
Moscow, there's a couple of them, but that's one that I went to, and I think this is a Nigerian
Right.
dish,
What's this?
and they have
Mm.
plantains.
Hmm?
Um, I believe I'm talking in the video, but I
You
explain
want me to
what
go ahead and play
the
the audio?
yeah, please.
So there's eggs in the middle.
Yeah.
This is turkey leg,
Yeah.
plantain,
Okay.
African restaurant in Moscow, Russia.
Nice.
Not even a taste.
Oh wow, spicy?
Oh fuck.
Can't stand spicy food.
Not even a taste. Even me, you see, I'm putting it off.
Yeah.
I feel it. Not even a taste.
Cast sideways. Okay, that's the menu.
Yeah, that's the menu. Again, it's Nigerian
I heard of
owned, so it's
I think I had it
Nigerian
before
dish.
a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Fufu.
Okay, okay, cool. All
So
right, so
yeah,
this is
that's
the
the
outside.
outside. Yeah, you play the on.
In Moscow. Yeah. African restaurant, y'all. In Moscow, Russia. It's not a game out here. I'm gonna go eat at this African restaurant here in Moscow, y'all. Okay. I see how we do. Yeah. Okay.
She's a lovely country.
Yeah, I know. I see. See, you gotta have an African American. You gotta have the red, black, and green red RBG flag up in here.
Facts.
And we gotta represent. In Moscow, Russia, y'all. Y'all think it's a game? Y'all think it's a game around here? We'll eat at this restaurant, man. African restaurant out here. Okay. See the artwork, y'all. African restaurant, y'all, in Moscow, Russia. I think it's a game around here. African music. Nice out here. You see, they got Russian people working out here at African restaurants. Okay. Where we gonna sit at? Right here. Yeah. You can sit here. Cushion seat. Yeah, Moscow, Russia.
Okay, that's the same
Yeah,
clip.
so I think it's in repeat. Yeah. So yeah. So basically speaks for itself. Because like I said, I had a lot of brothers inbox me. Are there black people there? And things of that nature. I'm like, yes, it's black people here. I'm here. I'm here. 30,000 black people here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's African restaurants in Moscow, Russia. I hope that speaks a lot. I hope it says a lot because it's not like it's being attacked. People are walking by bombing it like they did us in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
In the Matrix. So I definitely want brothers to know that, to have that perspective, to know that it's out there. There's an African population in Moscow, Russia. That's Lumumba University, or the former Lumumba University, RUDN,
Very nice.
Friendship University. That's where Angela Davis, Dr. Clark. That's where a lot of the people who left America, who escaped from the draconian laws that's been imposed upon them. And this is where they went. This is where they went and taught and studied for the time that they were gone, for the few years that they were gone, until the warrants got lifted. I think somebody fought for them, and they,
That's how you do it. Instead of sitting in prison, you just leave.
Absolutely, absolutely, and yeah, Russia welcomed them with open arms. Yeah,
Okay.
Some. Oh yeah, that's a. So we jumping right into that subject. All right, so yeah, that's a. Yeah, I don't know if it's for. That ain't for exclusive. That's not for exclusive. But yeah, that's the neighbor in that building.
Okay.
She's a neighbor. Okay, that's the mall. Okay.
Okay, my bad. I'm skipping all over the place. Hold on. So that's your neighbor. Okay, cool.
That's the
Nice
neighbor.
looking
She's from
lady.
Siberia. She's originally from Siberia, a city called Tumen, but she has an apartment and she owns an apartment in here in Moscow. And she, a lot of females own these apartments, man, and they looking for somebody to cuddle up with for the winter months. They're looking for, they're looking for somebody to chill with them, Netflix and chill every night with them, and that's how it is. It's just a endless supply of that, man. But yeah, a lot of them people that come from Siberia, ultra blonde hair, skin is white, just no tan at all, and it's very cold up there. That's very cold. They get -10, -20. Green Bay, Wisconsin style.
I don't see how they do it. So that's Christmas in the mall.
That's Christmas in the mall. So Christmas season starts January 7th here in Moscow, and yeah, that's the mall, shopping mall, big shopping mall. People eating. That's the food court down there. It's a lot of different shops there. Again, capitalism is global. You have Polo, Ralph Lauren store, Tommy Hilfiger. The same thing you would see in malls in America, you would see that here and more, because you would also have Russian brand of clothing. So, and the malls, it looks the same, except the food court. I didn't see too much. I didn't see KFC or any of that stuff in the food court, but outside of that, it's definitely interesting, beautiful sight to see. Just walking around the mall. It was definitely holiday season, so there's a lot of family.
Oh, that's nice. That's inside the mall.
That's inside the mall, waterfall, and you see the year 2022. They rung in the new year, this new year. Nice. So yeah, that's in the mall. That's in the mall, waterfall. It's again, it's modern. It's modern, and it's definitely in some ways more advanced than cities in America. With the same corporation. See the elevators lit up, the
that's dope,
lights on the elevators, and this is a regular mall. It's just one of many, by the way, here in Moscow. It's one of many.
And what's the I know we discussed this previously before we started, but like as far as the language barrier, is there a language barrier there?
Amongst the older generation, there is a language barrier. Google Translate, it's my little ninja. But with the people, perhaps millennials, the millennials in Moscow, they try to speak English as best as possible, which you can understand. They have a heavy accent, but you can definitely understand it. It's not it's nothing difficult. That's a bookstore in the mall, and they got different, Harry Potter and things like that. They have those type of books in Russian language. So I'm actually showing a bookstore. And they have the Avengers and all these cartoon and networks. They have all of them in book formats, and it's all in Russian language. They got Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham. They just have all this stuff just translated, stuff you would have for children. All of this stuff is translated into Russian language. And the reason why, again, it may seem like normal to some people. Oh, well, you're in that country. Of course they're going to have that. But again, the questions that you get about this country is, are they modernized? Are they, because I guess the views that we have is,
Okay, that was a little janky.
yeah.
Okay, is that your neighbor or is another Russian girl?
That's the neighbor in the elevator. Yes,
Okay,
that's
okay.
the neighbor. Caught her in the elevator, hollered at her.
Are those her natural
She's
lips? Do they have lips like that, or that's just the surgery or something?
I know it's Botox. I
Oh, okay.
just got to be. Yeah, she can afford it. So the fact that she
Okay.
can afford it, I know it's Botox of some sort. So yeah, she invited me over and gave me some. It looked like some kind of orange or something.
Okay, eating healthy.
Right. And I wasn't gonna say no.
Right.
Get to know my neighbor. Why not?
Exactly.
No, the neighbor's feeding me.
So is that like a snack, or how they do it over there?
It's a fruit. It's a fruit that it's supposed to be good for the winter months. It's grown in Turkmenistan, and it's grown in Egypt and Turkmenistan. And I forgot humus. Humus is called, not hummus, but humus. It tastes like but that's what they all eat, and they say it helps build the zinc in the system to fight off the cold weather.
You broke up a little bit. You said it tastes like a what?
It tastes a bit like a orange and tomato mix. That's what it tastes like if I was to put a taste to it. And it's supposed to enhance the zinc in your body so your body can naturally fight off the cold weather. So it's very popular during the winter months.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
she was just feeding, sharing.
Okay. That's another
And
fruit.
you see the other phone. No, that's the same one. It's a different one. But she brought like 3 or 4 of them. Like people just eat those. They share them amongst each other. And you see the phone sitting down right there. I use that for Google Translate. So she's 30 years old. So I don't know what generation I would put her. Probably millennials, perhaps. And she's she don't speak any English at all, or very little. So I just sit my Google Translate right there, and I just talk through that. That's how I communicate.
Now let me ask you this: do you think it's difficult for English speakers to learn Russian, or is it similar?
No, it's not difficult at all. In fact, I just haven't dedicated. I can speak basic Russian, but I haven't dedicated enough time to actually perfecting my Russian language, and I've been here since back in 2012. So I'm familiar with the motorcycle groups out here. I ride bikes with them, and like I said, I speak basic Russian, but not so much fluent. And I can't speak bank language. They call it bank language. Like if you was to walk into a bank and talk about how to exchange money. So, but when it comes to but yeah, again, it's easy, in my opinion. It's easy as trying to learn Spanish as well. To me, in my opinion, it's easy if you dedicate yourself to it. I just haven't.
Got you. All right. And this is like a little grocery store?
So that's grocery shopping in Moscow, Russia. So people can see, they have almonds, pistachios, cashews, and so it's health for the people that eat healthy or herbals and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that is. That's what she served me. Yeah, so it's called Hodama. That's what it's called, Hodama. And that's supposed to help fight against. So yeah, anybody wants to know, grocery stores in Moscow is here in Moscow is similar.
Man, there's a lot of snow outside. It's like y'all moving around like it's nothing with all that. With about 3 feet of snow outside.
Oh yeah, it's New Yorkers. New Yorkers, we know what's up. This is
you know what it is, like being from the South. We look at snow totally different than people from up north. Like because in the South we just shut it down. Like it's no cars on the road. We just done in Georgia. If it's like an inch of snow.
Wow.
Yeah, we shut it down from where I'm from. But I know,
Yeah,
you
so
know, up north it's more like, you know, you moving around in it, you know.
guy got the
Uh,
male UGG boots, got the male UGG boots on, and
Facts,
just
right.
stomp right through it.
Shout out to the
You
great
know?
pretender with the $5 super chat. I'm not sure if this question is for me or you, Xavier. He says, "Is your main 9 to 5 photography?" But I'll let you answer that if you want.
No, not at all. In fact, photography. I mean, it's just the iPhone.
I mean, you take
I
some
like.
solid pictures though. Like your
Yes,
photos
I've
are
been
like
told.
super quality.
I've been told. Perhaps I'm missing my calling, right? Um, but yeah, no, this is all no. I just take the pictures and hey, I've had the iPhone. I've had the iPhone since 2007, and I just take pictures with the iPhone. I don't do anything too special to it. Um, but yeah, no, I'm not a photographer at all. No, I like taking pictures, and I have to be careful where I take pictures at. You know, given the fact that I look like a foreigner, obviously here in Russia. So um, I just like, okay, be careful, make sure not too many people watching you, things of that nature. So I try to be a little bit more discreet how I take photos. But yeah, it comes out good. Thank you for that, for the question.
I
Appreciate
don't know
that.
if you wanted to. Hold on, I didn't mean to put that up there. I think that's it on the photos, right? Was that the last one? Yeah, I believe that was the last one. Okay. So yeah, man.
Okay, so did it cover a lot? So yeah, good granola. Um,
Mhm.
just stuff, just typical grocery shopping. So I just hope it gave an insight as to perhaps like a day to day life or a ride. Oh, did you do the ride around Moscow? I think those videos I got like footage on the highways and stuff. It was just it showed one video, but I know it's more.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. I put more stuff in the group anyway in Blackman's Travel and Passport.
Okay, because all I got is this the Rough Riders thing. I don't have. I just see. I'm not sure what the next stuff is. Look, it's just messages with us for the real, for real.
Ah,
From
okay,
what I can
okay,
tell.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, so yeah, I hope everybody was enlightened as to Moscow from the best of what I could show here.
Yeah, they are loving
Uh,
it in the chat, man. JM says this is great. Greg Deep says very healthy. Denise says thanks. Shay Star says yo. Ali Lewis with the $5 super sticker. I really appreciate that. Somebody said is that area St. Petersburg?
no,
JM.
no, I have never been to St. Petersburg, Russia, and I plan on going. But I have never been to St. Petersburg, Russia. That's strictly Moscow. Everything you see is Moscow. And if you want to see more, tune in Blackman's Travel private group, Facebook group. But yes, everything is Moscow. Um,
Mm-hmm,
that's
mm-hmm.
where I'm at.
Okay, OGIT917 says they speak many languages because they depend on each other, and the U.S. is just one big English-speaking state. I'm not sure what that means. You understand what he's talking about there?
In Moscow, it's primarily Russian. In here in
Mm-hmm.
Moscow, we speak Russian, but again, due to the popular television shows, due to hip hop music being spread around, um, it's people have picked up on the English language.
Shout out to the great pretender with the $5 super chat. He says a lot of single. He's asking, is there a lot of single moms in Russia? Thank you, brothers.
Well, one thing I used to say is, you know, uh, the white man is the ultimate deadbeat dad, but you won't find a lot of single mothers here because a lot of stuff is still traditional. A lot of the
Mm-hmm.
women here are traditional. Like the neighbor invited me over. Now you will find single women without children, and you will also find women that are married and I don't want to say cheat, but I guess they call it cheating. But yes, a lot of married women with children will holla at you. So are
Mm-hmm.
there single mothers? Not too many. Are there married women that are willing to play and explore? A whole lot. And
Okay, okay.
the ratio for women here out it just outnumbers the men.
All right, I got another question by Greg D. He says, do we need a visa?
Yes, Yes, you need a Russian visa. Um, I specifically went to a place in New York called Russian Visa Express, and you give them your visa for one day, and you give them your passport for one day, and you have to bring in two passport photos, and they give you back your. A day later, one of the pages has a visa in it, and the visa is good for 3 or 4 years. It depends on which one you choose, which visa you choose, tourist visa, and anything like that. So, yes, you do need a visa to come to Russia. Um, is there crime in the area? No. I hope that answers somebody's question. If you can hear me still.
Yes. All right, I believe that's all the questions. We wrapped it up,
Yeah.
man. Well,
No,
once again, I'm
somebody
not
said,
going
is
to
there
hold you.
crime in the area? So, real quick, you don't see crime in the area. Now, St. Petersburg, Russia, I heard about a um, heavy drug use. There's heavy drug use, fentanyl, meth, I believe that is, and it's amongst the youth. So,
Hmm.
yeah, St. Petersburg, Russia, you hear about the devastating effects and the ODs out there, people ODing there. But here in Moscow, it's more sophisticated. I guess it's similar to Bogota versus uh, a much smaller city in Colombia. But yes, um, um, so the crime here is pretty much little to none here in Moscow.
Excellent, man. Well, bro, I'm not going to hold you too much longer. I appreciate you coming on the
All right.
show, showing us a little bit of Moscow, Russia in the wintertime. I didn't know what to expect until I'm glad you sent me the videos because I was like, bro, isn't that like zero cold, 0 degrees out there? But as you can see, guys, that you still can kind of move around out there a little bit.
Oh, yes,
Okay, one more
definitely.
question. He says, is tourist visa 90 days? Is it 90 days out there?
You can get a tourist visa um for longer than that, 3 years, 4 years. But yes, they have one for 90 days. I think they have one for 40 days. They even have one for one day if you have a layover. So yes, you have one for 90 days. It's several, they have packages. So I got the one for 4 years, 5 years or 4 years. It's a couple of $100. So the most expensive one
Not
is the
bad.
one I got, the one for a couple of $100, and I can travel in and out of my Russia for just for the what on for the to the expiration of the visa, which is again I got mine for 4 or 5 years, and I renew it all the time. So I've been out here since 2012 in Eastern Europe generally.
Okay. And what was like the
Yeah.
major decision to make you, decide to set up roots over there in Eastern Europe instead of somewhere like, South America or Colombia or something like that?
Okay, so I definitely that's a good question. I wanted to actually I don't see myself sitting in one place too long. So
Hmm.
even in Moscow, I'm usually not here during the winter. So I'm like, okay, Colombia during the winter or 6 months in South America. And then during the summertime, ride my motorcycle, go home to Bulgaria, ride my bike around Eastern Europe, around Europe, enjoy June, July, August, September. And
Now,
that's my,
does it get super hot out there during those months, or it's just kind of
oh
like
man,
boring?
it's ugly, hot, just
Oh
oof,
wow,
hot. Yeah,
wow!
sweltering heat.
I never thought that
It's
about. I thought Russia it was like winter all year long.
no Moscow. You're gonna sweat and you're gonna it gets brutal. Um, it gets brutal. Yes,
Yeah, I
it's
have. See, that's the thing. We don't really get the only information we get on the media about Russia is just war type. Like the way that America broadcasts it to us is just a war torn, very cold, and very like, you know, gray country, basically. That's all we hear about Russia in the States.
and that's exactly why I did because I had enough questions in my inbox in the group in Black Men Travel. I have enough questions about is it like this? Is it like that? And I'm going, wow, people really think. Well, let me show you skyscrapers. Let me show
Mhm.
you the mall. Let me show you a McDonald's that's written in acrylic language, acrylic writing. Let me show you basic apartment in Moscow, apartment buildings. Let me tell you how much it costs. Let me until I turn on the news, I don't know that there's 90,000 Russian troops at the border at the Ukrainian border. And then when I watch the
Mm-hmm.
news here, and because I try to watch American news as well, but when I watch the news here is like the Ukrainian news. Even when I'm in Ukraine, the Ukrainian news is like, oh, the news in the West is over exaggerating, saying that there's a whole lot of Russian troops at the border when there is a Russision military base at the border, and they've been there. So it's like they're saying America's over exaggerating the situation. Um, and and then again, I didn't bother to look it up until brothers in the group was like, I'm not going out there, it's about to be a war. And I'm like, a war with who? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in Moscow. I was in Ukraine with the motorcycle for for the summer. I was in Ukraine, in Kiev, and I'm like, what war? But yeah, we did see troops mount up at the border. So again, I don't know if it's propaganda on both sides. I'm not sure. I just know the average citizens here, it's no anti Ukrainian sentiment here. It's no anti Western sentiments here. Again, a lot of Western stores are here in the malls. A lot of, as you've seen in the videos. So yeah, it's. I could see why people might think that, because that's what we see all day displayed in our faces, and that's why I
And you
said
know
I'm
what?
glad
I'm gonna
to.
be honest with you, man. Most guys, including myself, when we hear Russia, we automatically think of movies like Rocky Four with the Russian. You know, it's just like certain movies that come right to our mind when we hear Moscow, and that's the initial programming that we have growing up. You know, you think about just what I forgot what's the name of the guy they always talk about, man. The history guy, was it not? What's his name? Stalin. Stalin.
Oh,
That's his name.
Stalin, yes, 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 Stalin,
Yeah, and you
Joseph
just get
Stalin.
this military style, like you just hear hear the voices, and you just always see this military communist red Russia.
Same
That's all
here.
we hear.
Growing up, I thought that it was going to be a bunch of smoke coming out of people's mouth, vodka breath smelling people with
Right,
big
right,
green
right, right,
long coats, and they're going
right.
to be like, hell, Russia, and you just have that view of them in the Kremlin and weapons just being displayed in a parade. So I had
Hmm.
that concept too, and then Jason Bourne,
I
when the
remember that.
movie Jason Bourne
Jason
came
Bourne.
out.
Yep, yep.
Yep, and the bins start rolling out, and then the FSB, and the KGB, or KGB in English, and you're just like, what? And then when you come here, it's a whole nother world. You have yet to meet anybody with vodka breath and guys standing around outside drinking vodka all day. A bunch of
Hmm.
old, it's just a whole nother world out here. It's not
I
like
mean
how it's
that
displayed.
man, that American media machine is something else. It's something else. Because
Yes, it
when you
is.
go, I'm sure when we go to different countries or when they come to America, they'll think that every black man can play basketball, jump through the roof. It's just the initial stereotyping that you get from television and programming, man. I want to catch a super chat right quick by William for the $5 super chat. He said, shout out to you, brothers. Gotta check out Moscow now. And I got another question for you, Xavier, before you go. Now I know this depends on what state you're going on, so I'm just gonna assume it's the East Coast. I got on Trackman here with a $5 super chat. He says, how much is the plane ticket?
Okay, so you're $500 from New York
That's it.
round trip. Um, and in the summertime, I think it's about 700, but no more than 700 round trip from New York to Moscow. Maybe Chicago is going to be around the same price, but just
Okay.
guesstimated around a
See,
thousand
I was going.
dollars round trip.
I was trying to let you go, get you on up out of here before the hour mark, man. But now everybody's coming in the room asking all these questions.
Oh,
Fellas, do me
bring
a
it on!
favor.
I'm here, brother. We good.
Hey,
We good.
super
I'm
chat your
here.
questions, man, because we want to support the movement. We got Xavier here, giving us a lot of information, a lot of game about Russia. So support the movement, man. Make sure you super chat your questions. But I will answer a few questions as we go. David Andrew I think I asked this earlier in the show, but I'm sure you just didn't hear it. How is the nightlife in Moscow?
The nightlife, it's open, hip hop clubs. There's a Nigerian brother that owns a club here in Moscow.
Do they play hip hop?
What? I have to tell them, hey man, I get enough Kanye West in America, man. Play something else. No, I'm joking. But yes, they play they play stuff I don't even know these days. Little Uzi and all that. I don't know these guys. They be
Oh,
like, you
man,
don't know who
really?
this is? I'm like, no, I mean, I know Migos, but come on, I mean, I'm a 90s, Wu-Tang, Onyx, Kanye West, of course, Jay-Z, but you got all these little this, little that. They know more about that stuff here than I do. Onyx always come here to perform.
Onyx.
It's yep, Onyx. Onyx come here all the time. Onyx are always here in Moscow and different parts of Russia performing. I guess because of that rowdy,
right? Yeah,
hardcore
yeah,
hip
yeah.
hop. Yeah, so let the boys be poised.
Yeah,
Friends.
damn, yeah. That's like a mosh pit song, though.
Yeah,
that's like
they
a
go crazy
yeah.
over
Yeah, I can
Onyx.
see that. I can see that right there.
And they love hip hop from the 90s. The young people here in Moscow love hip hop from the 90s. But the nightlife,
Same as Colombia, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's the hip hop. That hip hop movement, man, is something else, man. And Black culture is everywhere. You go to restaurants here. They got the nightlife in Moscow. They have 24-hour restaurants. The businesses here are 24 hours. I'm from New York City. New York City has a saying as the city that never sleeps, but I have to object. Here in Moscow is the city that never sleeps. Restaurants, and I don't mean just your fast foods are open. I mean restaurants are open. Food, lamb with rice, Tajikistan restaurants, Kazakhstan restaurants out here, Asian restaurants out here. It's all 24 hours in the center. It's called Moscow Center. Yes, it's 24
I got
hours
another
out
question about Chris Michael. He says, how difficult is it to start a business as a foreigner in Russia?
Okay, so depends on the type of visa that you have. So I can explain. You can come here. An American can open up a business here in Russia, and once you open up a business here, you can then purchase property or rent property, and you hire the locals. And you have to, when you hire them, you have to keep them on staff. It's some kind of law where you got to keep the Russian people working, and if you fire them, or if you get rid of them, you have to prove that they got fired for a reason. So as long as I just believe, as long as you employ people here, they're okay with you opening up businesses here. But you can open up a business here as an American without any issues.
All right, man. I got a pretty crazy question for you, bro. But this is gonna be the last one. We're gonna go ahead and get on up out of here by Onasa.
Oh, I want some more. A couple more questions. No, I'm sorry.
He said, I heard there's a new law requiring foreigners to get an STD check every 90 days. Is this true? Gotta love you.
So when you first come here and if you apply we have tourist visa. So you don't have to worry about that. But if you would like to become a Russian citizen, which I'm looking into, and I found out, yes, I have to take a COVID test and a STD test and then a Russian language test if you want to get your permanent Russian residency.
So you have to be able to speak the language in order to become a citizen?
To get a permanent visa, you I'm gonna talk on YouTube, but let's just say you know, somehow they always work it out. Let's just say that. I don't want to talk bribery.
I got you. You don't have to, we get the gist of it.
It can get worked out, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
we get the gist of it.
That's
but
the
you do
least
have
of
to
your
take
concern.
So only when you're applying for citizenship that you have to take an STD test.
You have to take you have to take HIV test specifically. HIV.
Okay, good one. So you have to take an HIV test to make sure.
HIV test.
Okay, got you.
Yes,
got you.
HIV
now, is
COVID.
Is HIV big out there in Russia?
Not that I know of. As a matter of fact, it's STDs, HIV period in Eastern Europe is very low, extremely low, and Ukraine is probably the only country that even has a large amount number, if there's a such thing. But Russia, no. Um, but they did have, like I said, St. Petersburg, Russia, perhaps would have, if anything, would have something, given the fact that they share needles. Um, St. Petersburg, Russia is a little, it's kind of like the would be the bad area of Russia if you was to, um, guesstimate, because it's a city with a lot of people and a lot of poor people. So,
Okay.
poverty causes people to get involved in these type of things. But it's
Okay.
HIV test, not STD.
Got you. And let me catch. I don't know if did I catch that super chat by David Andrew with $10 super chat. He said, salute. I love seeing brothers living life. Appreciate that $10 super chat. And David Andrew, appreciate that, man. Yes, my brother's out there living it up out there in Eastern Europe. I remember meeting meeting you, bro, in
Yeah.
Colombia in the Puerto Rican bar. And
Yep.
you was telling me all this stuff, and I just was in awe. I'm like, you was telling me, I'm like, where? What? Bulgaria? Where's? I'm like, where's that? I still remember that conversation
Right.
because we had it with Moss. Moss, it was me, you, Moss. I think that was it, right?
And what's his name? Renzo, Brandon
Renzo,
Renzo.
him, because he was from
Yeah,
Atlanta,
because
I think.
Renzo's the one that was like, "Hey, let's sit here." I was like, "All right," because I just met him in Parquetas that night, and then he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, let's just sit here." And when we sat at the table, then you were there, and I think he film editor, video editor, he edit
Mm-hmm.
videos, the brother with the
Yep.
beard from California. Yeah, we were chopping it
Yep.
up. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I
man.
live in Eastern Europe." Yeah, like what? So yeah, it's again, it's I look at this weather like New York weather, in my opinion. It's like New York weather. You got to wear coats, and you can sport your nice big boots out here.
Mm-hmm.
Your male Uggs or your Timberland boots. You actually got a reason to wear that. Wear your Parker jackets, your coats, your triple fat goose. I know that was a
Okay.
throwback for some of us. Um,
I got a
but yeah,
question
it's
from
mhm.
another question. Shout out to Dustin Star or Store with the $1.99 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, "How long can you stay at one time?" I know you answered that earlier, but he's probably just getting here.
um, it depends on the visa you get, 6 months or 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's similar to other
South
parts of
America, where you
Europe.
can leave and come back.
You can leave, come back, and yeah, throughout the year, leave, come back. You can again, you can. I've been back and forth for quite some time without a worry, but I believe it's 90 days. I believe I haven't. Again, I've been here longer than 90 days, um, at times, and I haven't been bothered. So it's Uh, I haven't looked into the exact amount of days, but I'm sure it's either 90 or 60. I know it's 6 months. One lady told me 6 months one time when I flew here. She told me 6 months years ago. So oh, yeah, you can stay here 6 months, and I was like, oh okay. So I think it depends on the type of visa you get. Again, you get a tourist visa for one day. You can get a tourist visa for 30 days. You get a tourist visa for 1 week.
Now I
So
got Scooby Doo in here says when I came to the U.S. back in the '90s, I had to get an HIV test. It's just not Russia. So okay, got that,
I
got
think
that.
any country where you want to become a citizen, you got to go through some sort of medical exam. I believe that's
Mm-hmm.
the process in most countries.
Okay.
Um,
And you did speak on this earlier. With Omar asked, "I'm late. Did he speak on the U.S. versus Russia war on the Ukrainian border?" I know you spoke on that earlier.
yes, I did. Briefly, it's you won't here in Moscow. I can't tell. It's Christmas here. It's the Christmas week. It starts January 7th throughout the whole week, and I cannot tell anything is going on. Again, you turn on American news, it says one thing. Turn on Russian news, it says something else. Vladimir Putin, all he's saying on the news when I watch the news in the morning, all he says is, "Hey, we don't want them having missiles within range of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
This is why he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't want the Ukraine to join the EU. He doesn't want Ukraine to join the European Union because they can easily place missiles. Once you join the European Union, you automatically join NATO in most instances. And he's like, you already got missiles in Poland. That's close enough to Russian border. We don't want you to have missiles in Ukraine, which is right on the border. So I understand his arguments as to why he don't want Ukraine to join NATO, or why he don't want Ukraine to join the European Union. Because if I have a country, I won't want nobody's missiles to be, within range of, reaching my borders neither. And I'm sure America, when Cuba Missile Crisis was going on with JFK, that was the same issue. The whole issue was missiles being placed in Cuba that can reach the U.S. Border, 70 nautical miles within the U.S. border. So long-range missiles. And Cuba was communist, well, still is communist at the time, which they were backed by the Soviet Union. So it's the same concept, I guess, in reverse. And but it's more spoken about in the U.S. news than it is here in Russia. Putin just makes that one statement: "Hey, we just don't want no missiles near our border or within range of reaching us in Russia." That's the main concern. Other than that, everything else is normal here. Normal day, normal capitalism. Again, a lot of American corporations are here. Money talks. A lot of McDonald's are here. Burger King, a lot of Burger Kings. I see more Burger Kings here in Russia than I see McDonald's. And again, in the mall, hey, I love polo. I like wearing polo. I love polo. I like wearing polo. And they have a polo store here. It's the same, just like you would see it in any mall in America, in a gallery in Houston. So a lot of American corporations are here. I just don't understand when with this thing going on, it's like, wait a minute, there's no way. You got American companies here, and then you're about to start war with them. I don't see any of that really happening.
Got you. Well, man, once again, I appreciate you coming on, brother. We're going to definitely do this again sometime.
All right, we got to get the Patreon one going. From Russia with Love, Part 2.
Part two. I got Charles asking about the video now, but we got to say some things with the Patreon, brother. All right.
Oh yeah. From Russia with Love, Part 2 is going down.
It's going down. All right. Peace,
BMT
family.
wet T-shirt contest.
There you have it.
All right. Peace.